Okay. Sorry about that. My laptop went off, and so it's going to be a two video. The first, and this will be part two. Is a teaching because I want you to actually, gain a lot and make profit. Now, this momentum needs to die off, just like I explained here. It needs to die off and walk up close to here. So the first sign of that we are in a new wave will be when this crosses beyond this boundary, because it is gone to do a 1 and a 2, and beyond a 1 and a 2, it sees 1.8 to the downside. And the boundary to be crossed before you can say it's a new wave is here. It has to cross this boundary to the upside, break 138 to the upside to say now it's a new wave. And if it's now growing up to be a new wave, and the first thing you would have at the back of your mind is that this new wave that is going up must not break this primary 2. So it's likely going to be a correction of the old move. In that case, if it's going to be a 3-1 and a 3-2 for further downside. If it crosses, once it crosses here, this is the next place you'll be, watching for this thing to cross. Okay. And because we just finished an A, and we don't want to see price break this area. So it might just turn out to be a 3-1 and a 3-2, and for the downside. And when it's ready, so if it crossed here, then you now take your retracement 2, just like I said, and you are looking against this, a primary 2 here. Whatever, if it pushes around 1.8 or whatever, of course, you are going to be looking at an ABC correction as it's going up to know where it's going to land for you to launch another and load to the downside in Dxy. So we need price against here, otherwise it's still a big 4 that it's of this wave that is going to do, because a big 4 will be working close to this trend line, and you have a 5 and a sharp break to the upside for that correction. Now, again, we've had a 1 and a 2 here. This wave itself, the first thing that tells us, oh, it's almost done, is this. Once you connect this series of lows and highs together like this, I'm teaching you the use of the trend line now. So when we connect this and this together, it's been doing an up and down, lower low, higher highs, lower low, higher highs. So we've been saying that, and the first time it will cross here tells us that this immediate wave, it's gone. This immediate wave is gone. That's the first sign. Then once it crosses here, then we can say the old wave here is done. If it crossed there first, you may say, oh, this immediate wave is gone. So are we now doing a 4, a big 4? But once it crosses beyond what a 4th should be, then you should know that this old wave, it's done its course, and you can now begin to look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the wave, and see how you now get an ABC correction for further downside. And that's how, because now you don't want to pick a sell anywhere here except you know what you are doing. So if it gives you an ABC correction around this area without breaking here, and you have a sharp turn to the downside, you can probably look for a short, sell to the downside, because this may just continue to pull and pull away, because at least it has not ticked. It has ticked once it's 100, it has broken it. It has ticked 123, and it still has a day with 161.8, at least to say that, oh, these are gone properly into a wave 3 here. So this is still a place to dust. Once you dust this area, With this impulsive nature, once it does this area, then you can now begin to look for sign of momentum loss. So that's what I'm saying. That's how to, really navigate. I've said a whole lot here today, and which I expect that you're going to take this also to euro dollar. Without wasting much time, let's now go to euro dollar. Euro dollar. The weekly time frame. So pretty much the same. We are seeing it growing, and we still have we need to cross this boundary, grow into an 100, just like I said, and that's the move now. And on the daily time frame, it's still growing. It's still growing. With this, still like we have a correction here now. We have a correction here. So what kind of correction? Are we done with the internal structure of the hair? So we have done A, B, or a 1, 2, going to C or more. At least we need to test 100 first. Should I do that on, okay. So this is a new move now. We need to test, this is like an A, B, we need to test 100 first, at least. And, before anything. So if I bring out my drawing, it's going to be a bit messed up here. It's going to be a bit messed up here. So I have one trade here. I have another one here. So now, from below here to a 1 or possible 2, this is where 100 is. Price is yes to tick 100. So I see this like a correction, at least price must tick an 100. So I might want to get off the bus stop here. Once an 100 is ticked here, price needs to tick this 100 of the old move. A 1, a 2, a 100 here. And if indeed is a wave 3, is going to break this to the upside. The NFP didn't do much than just to correct. So, and this is 123 here, and this is 161.8 here, very close to this area. If we have that, it's going to break. Probably we might see this and running up like a 1 and a 2 and a 3-1 to have a much deeper pullback of a 3-2. We'll see what is going to become of that. We're almost breaking this primary B here. So once we break this primary B here, just know that we're not correcting this. This is not a correction to this anymore. Primary B is what to break. Once we break that, that's the end. So, of course, we know what it's looking like. Now, within this frame itself now, within this particular wave itself, which is growing, we have talked about this one being a 1, 2, 100, 1, 2, 3, 1, 6, 1.8. Within that itself, because a new wave, within that itself, we are seeing this as a 1 and a 2. And this had gone beyond 161.8 to the upside. So a 1 and a 2. And this may just be a 3-1 because this might be going to a nest here. First 3-1. I had one also here. I had an entry also here, and it's still going up. I might want to relinquish all this because by the time it breaks above, of course, once we are correcting deep against this yellow line here. And it might not break here. It might touch there depending on how this one go off. I think we still have more distance to cover to the upside. Based on here, I think I expect us to at least hit 100 around this area first. If anything, we need to hit 100. And again, I have my trend line already. I need the trend line also to work and come close, like I taught you on DXY, to tell me that the momentum is dying off. I can't see that here now. It will be a tough call for price to come here to kiss this momentum. So if indeed this is working to be a 4, is yet to be seen. It's coming to working to be a 4, is yet to be seen. We need this to still move more higher, at least tick here. So any correction that you have is not until we walk very close to this point and break it, then we are still going further up. Okay, so that is what I can say here. And with that said, briefly, we're going to go to gold. Gold. Let's go to gold. Now, this is serious move on gold. Just like we thought, anytime we approach a major resistance, we would expect that there's going to be a correction around this area. But on the weekly, gold has moved to break the all-time now. All-time high has been broken here, here. And so what we can expect now, we need a correction. So we need a correction for this, and we are anticipating that correction. It's not ready to correct, but we need that correction to correct. And if we can sell the correction, also to buy after correction. So what are we expecting? We are expecting that when it's going to correct, this is weekly chart, is going to correct towards this area here. That is where we need this to correct. Maybe it might not break this low. It might not break 82 now, but it needs to correct that big correction. So whatever it is, it might not be a 1 and a 2, an ABC 50 or 61.8. If it's deep enough, we're going to follow that to this point before we rally again. So, but where is this going to end? It's unknown. It's unknown. Where it's going to end is unknown. But if you had seen the pattern, it won't continue to just to go without a correction. It gave some corrections here along the way. We are not seeing that on the weekly, so we need to see that correction. So where, let me see, let me try and help us to see how we're going to navigate these. So let me bring out the drawing here. So now with this, the push, the new push to the upside starts from here. The new push starts from there. We are looking at that move against this move. Against that move. So this may be a potential place that this may eventually correct. I will use blue. This might be the area we might expect the correction to reach. I will use blue. I'm not saying we still need to see the format of correction. For the lover of gold, it will be dangerous to continue to buy without a tight stop loss. Very, very dangerous to buy. We need this to correct. We thought we would have corrected around probably this area or so. After breaking above, immediately the price breaks above, you need corrections. So we didn't get to see that. we expect that correction will occur around 2088. So we got down. I closed a position around 120.88, and price just went to continue without testing. I was expecting that's the normal thing to expect, that price will correct. But if it's going to correct now, it's going to correct sharp and deep. And, it's not going to, you must be very careful now with it. So with this move now, okay, so I want to teach us something here. When we are going to correct, we are going to correct assuming the correction starts here. So we are going to correct here against this area. So we're going to correct against that area. We are looking at an ABC correction against here, a retracement between here and here. If it breaks up, shift this one up. Okay. So now we're going to correct against that, but technically on the major resistance and support that we have seen, it might be around this area that price is going to come back to around 2088 that we broke away from. So you have not lost anything. Now, but for the purpose of breaking out of here, this move now, we are kind of looking at, okay, what kind of extension is going to give us? So let's see, the extension is going to give us from against this move. So the price are taking an 100, which is the 100, it broke the 100. The price is at 127 now. So maybe it's going to correct here. We need to see evidence of correction at 127. This will be a tall order for price to break on the weekly time frame without correction at all in 161.8, which is 22.55. I'm not expecting this to get to 22.55 before it corrects. It may just start correction. It may just break above this area slightly and corrects, but it's against this area now. So if price breaks above here, and this will be the next area I will want to see reaction, but which I don't think price will do that. But of course, not until it gives us sign, we cannot preempt and begin to jump. I'd rather wait and do nothing on gold. Wait for it to correct, start correction deep. Now, so any sign of correction, just like I said, for the purpose of training and teaching, we're looking at these, which is the immediate trend we want it to come to. It might be too much for price to do this here. Might be too much for price to do this here. Price should not break this trend line, correcting. So that's what I'm saying. Or it may even break it to give us a 2. So once it gives us a 2, then it spreads out the more to give us a divergence for further move to the upside. So, but on the lower time frame, we're going to see how we navigate and to quickly spot that momentum loss. So let's see the daily time frame. Oh, it's not going to be different from here. Yeah. So we can correct more. Okay, so that is what we have here. So on the daily time frame, so the momentum loss is going to come between here and here. So we need price to take that off. to the downside now. So we need this to be taken to the downside for us to know that there is a shift. This is daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, there's no sign already on the day time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, there's no sign that the price wants to come down. Okay, so this is a 1 and a 2 here. So of this move, this is the primary 2 here, and this is another 1. Okay, and a 1 and a 2 around this area. Then of this move itself, a 1 and a 2 here. So that's why what we're connecting. So we need to see this wave burn off. Burning off this wave, the earliest sign that we can get is from here on the 4-hour time frame. Oh, it's really burning off already. It's burning off already. So you can see that's the early sign now that it wants to burn off. So you can see it's losing momentum. The momentum is being lost now. Can you see against this push to the upside and this thing, it's momentum is being lost. So we are getting to a point where we'll be seeing the correction. So we're getting to that point, but it's not yet ready. We need to be on the lookout for what is going to happen around this area. So your first structure break is what you should be looking for now. So the structure, it's here now. The structure break is between here between that place and here. On the 4-hour time frame. So between here and here is the structure break now. So let's go on the 1-hour time frame. So we can see that the momentum is gradually. So on the 1-hour time frame, this is not a good price action. It's still correcting. It's still correcting. It's about, we need to see a proper price action. And of course, this is a first move. It may just go up again, gather momentum, touch here, or break above it. We will be seeing a move very soon. The correction will start before actually crossing here. But this is a loss of momentum. So we need to see price action. So we are looking for price action now, really. We are looking for price action and the move against this area for further upside. So it might not even break here before we go up again. So, and with that, come to the end of today's training and forecast. See you during the week. Bye.